All right, the Payne's fans. Now I'm recording it's about 1 a.m. March 30th. So the next episode of the Paynes hasn't aired just yet, and I actually rewatched making Painful Repairs, and really not the whole episode, but just Ella and the scene after Terrence, I believe is the name. I think in one video I said that Travis, the name of the handyman, the one that's going to fix the laundromat, and then somebody was like, no, it's Terrence, not Travis. And I'm like, well, to be fair, Tyler Perry kind of names all these characters similar names, so it's hard to remember. Because when you watch these shows over and over again like I do, they kind of run together at some point. So forgive me if I say the names wrong. But in any case, basically after this bag of money was found, it's like we saw a whole new side of Ella that kind of made me give her a side eye. It's like, like you're the holy sanctified woman over here talking about, sin and helping out, those who are weak and downtrodden, and keep your husband in line when you can. So as soon as this money comes up, all that kind of flies out of the window. You're not willing to share it, even though I even said in the video about who the money who left the money at the laundromat. I feel like Joanne should not get it. I mean, unless it's in that will. Even so, she sold the laundromat, meaning that all the contents and the building belong to Curtis, because she did swindle him out of the money. I don't care what anybody says, well, she embellished the truth. Well, she still lied, so whatever. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on her character. I mean, I did feel like it was a bit hypocritical in terms of, not telling Curtis for one, and then literally, I mean, felt like Scrooge McDuck. She found that money, that was it. But I felt some kind of way about her. But at the same time, I did kind of like it, though, because I feel like it definitely humanizes Ella. I'm not saying that Ella isn't a relatable character, but I like the scene because it actually makes her seem more normal as opposed to somebody who's holy and sanctified 24/7. It made her feel more real, because we all got that woman in our family, the big mama or the auntie or even your own mom, where they're all Jesus all the time, but when it comes to like money, or like they hit a lottery ticket or whatever, oh, they don't know you. Like, well, baby, if I had the money, I'd help you with your car payment or whatnot. And then it's like they win $50,000, or their husband keels over, and they leave them in their will. Everything goes to them. Oh, they don't know you. It's like, hey, Big Ma, I need about $250 to pay my car this month. Can you help me out? Nah, baby, I ain't got it. Well, Big Mama, granddaddy passed. Like, I ain't got it. It's like, oh, well, dang. So I feel like Ella had that kind of green. What do you call it? The green money. I don't know what you call it, but all I think about was the OJ's money, 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 money. It's just like she literally changed. Like, she was unrecognizable. It felt like Auntie Ella turned into Aunt Bam. That's what it felt like. I felt like she was about to call up Medea, and those two were going to ride around town and just have a good time. But I did feel it was kind of wrong, though, that she wouldn't tell Curtis, because I agree wholeheartedly that Curtis would blow that money. It's like, if Lois on Family Guy had $1 million and then Peter knew about it, he would just take it and blow the money on stupid stuff. Ella, even though her intentions were good, and that was the funny thing about Ella, is like, this wasn't her, the holy sanctified Ella holding back and not talking about how she actually feels. Because I feel like, when Nyla recorded over Curtis's TV shows like the fishing and the train shows, she kind of brushed it all like, Curtis, don't be upset, just forget about it. She got to go, Ella. No, calm down. But then it's like she felt passive about it. But as soon as Curtis was like, well, she recorded over your TDJ. It's like, well, wait a minute, Curtis. No, forget about it. Don't worry. What are you mad about, Ella? It's like, when my shows were recorded over, you ain't had nothing to say. But when it affected your shows, that's when you felt like you needed to act. And I feel like this money really brought out the worst in Ella, but also a fun side because of her honesty. Like, aside from being mad at Curtis, and rightfully so, not just for like uprooting them without even asking her, not even telling her, it was really disrespectful. So, in like episode, was it 3, where she went over to the church where Joanne was and wanted the money back, but then saw where the money was invested into, like the youth program, she kind of had a change of heart. But like any woman, not just black women, but they wouldn't get, well, women in general don't get over things quickly. So she might say everything is okay on the outside, but I feel like she'd always give Joanne a cross eye, a side eye, when she wasn't looking, in terms like, you did wrong by, swindling Curtis out of that money, telling him, this place used to make $8,000 a month when it only did that one time during a hurricane season. So you just did it to get that money. Even though Curtis is more, I feel like Curtis is the one who's always vocal about how he feels and then usually comes off as an asshole, while Ella is kind of like the one that keeps him. It's like a system of checks and balances where Curtis is always trying to, balance out the way he feels by, expressing himself, but Ella's the one that checks him to make sure he doesn't overdraw the account. I mean, that's the only analogy I can think of, but this money is like bringing out the other side of Ella in terms like there's no holding back. Well, she had that piece of pipe, she was about to swing it at Ryan if he reached for the bag. And I mean, when she got that money and Ryan was trying to talk about how I want to tell my mom, you're going to share it with us, and she was like dropping truth bombs in terms of, I bet this is what Ella has always been feeling, but this is her first time bringing it out to the surface, because I wholeheartedly agree. I feel like if Joanne sold the place to Curtis, whether or not she lied, which she did, everything in that building is officially Curtis's. I mean, that's why I do feel it is kind of messed up that Ella isn't telling Curtis, because technically speaking, that is his stuff. I mean, you can make the argument about, well, they're married, so it's 50-50 if they divorce, but whatever the case may be, what's yours is mine, and what mine is, what yours is mine, and what mine's is yours, and what is it? I know it's like mine and ours, or some saying. I'm single, I don't know about that stuff, but basically, I'm just saying that I feel like, Ella is definitely a character that I'm keeping my eye on now, because I want to see how this money is truly going to affect her. Will this money be turned in? It is in her bank account apparently. What she had Terrence take her to the bank. So if the real person that left the money behind, or if it was in the will, I just really want to see how that's going to affect things, because when you think about it, they could use the money not only to fix up the laundromat, but also because, they have Nyla and her two kids in the house. So the fact that they even made it clear in this episode that they can't afford to take out, well, they can't afford to fix the place up, and then the loan would be between $20,000 to $40,000 if they wanted to take it out to fix the place up. They don't have a lot of money, so that makes me think, it's like, well, dang, how can you afford, feeding Nyla and the kids? But she does work at the church shelter, so she does make some money. So I don't know if, like, Ella, I think they said they're going to help him out until she gets on her feet, gets a job and can move out. I mean, gets enough money to save up to move out. But I just feel like this whole money, it's just bringing out the worst in people. I don't care what anybody says. There's the saying that money changes those around you more than the person who gets the money, but there are cases where somebody gets some money, it just changes them wholeheartedly. And this bag of money has definitely brought out Aunt Bam on the Payne. So hey, that goes back to what I've been saying before, about the crossovers. If we have quote unquote Aunt Bam and Ella, I really do think that we can have Hattie, Floyd, Medea, and characters from the other Tyler Perry shows that have since gone off the air should come by to visit Curtis and Ella. I mean, I feel like when the laundromat gets fixed up, we're definitely going to see some of these characters. Like, it does not surprise me if they do show up. But with that being said, what did you think about Ella's character and personality shift when she got that bag of money? Because in the next episode, it looks like Ryan tells Joanne confronts her about Ella about the money. Obviously, Curtis is going to find out about the money as well in this episode. So this seems like it is the making of an interesting episode. I just hope that it isn't dragged out. We can have some conflict, we can have some jokes, but I just want to see what this does to like Ella's personality. So with that being said, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you in the next video, definitely after this episode airs on Friday night at 9 p.m.